So if you're familiar with my blog, you know that I do reviews of reality shows. But I wanted to try something a little bit different by adding an audio section to some of my blog posts. And since I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that or what structure that's going to be, I thought I'd do kind of a dry run talking about some of the shows that I can't wait to start this fall. Well, September, really. And my first show that I'm going to talk about is Scandal. Now, if you're not familiar with the show, and you can read my blog post that's just underneath this video. It tells you all the kind of the general things about the show. And if you're listening to this video, you're going to need to have seen the show, because I'm going to talk about storylines and specific things that could be spoilers if you're planning on watching them. So they're about to start season 4. And the big tagline for their previews is, "Where in the world is Olivia Pope?" Now, we don't know where she is, but all we know from the preview is that she's on a beach somewhere. And from the preview, I didn't see Jake in the picture, so I don't know if Jake's still there with her. But she did originally run away with Jake on this private plane that her father got for her. Now, let me just say, I do like this show, but I have slight issues with some of the things. The first thing I don't like, and this sounds odd, but by her, I mean Kerry Washington, who plays Olivia Pope. I don't really like her voice. I don't know why. It just seems odd to me. So I kind of look past that. Even though the show has a really good storyline, obviously she is the main character. The other thing that annoys me, and I've told my friends about, and they kind of look at me strange, is that I don't like the way that Olivia and the president look at each other. It always seems like they're so sad and like, "Oh, I love you, and I can't be with you because I'm married and I'm the president of the United States. So we're just going to look at each other in these sad puppy dog eyes for half of the episode," which is fine. That's what people like to see, I guess. I'm not into love stories, so I don't really care about that too much. And the other thing that puzzles me, because the show is so many bad things are happening in this show. I mean, people are getting murdered, and Cyrus kills his own husband just to protect his secrets. But somehow Olivia is still really naive. And I don't know if it's just she's blinded by the fact that her parents are her parents and she can't see how evil and crazy they are. But that bothers me. I mean, I guess the whole election has been turned by her parents. First, Fitz was going to win because he was the best candidate, supposedly. I don't know. But then the bombing happens, which is caused by Olivia's mom, and then Sally, the vice president, gets to come up here and with her prayer. I still can't believe they did the prayer, but I know that that's how America is, that they have to do prayers when bad things happen because it makes them feel good for some reason. I don't know. But then, I shouldn't laugh, but then the president's son gets killed, murdered by Olivia's father. And when they tell her, because nobody knows in the story that Olivia's father killed Jerry, they all think that was her mother as well. But when she was told that her mother may have killed Fitz's son, she seemed heartbroken. I'm like, what did you think your mother was doing? She is a facilitator of terrorists, and she's probably killed hundreds, if not thousands, of people, directly or indirectly. And now you're sad and confused on how your mother could kill a child that she doesn't care anything about. She didn't kill you yet. I mean, I think that's something that Olivia needs to think about. It's like, wait a minute. Both of my parents are crazy. They kill people for fun, at will, doesn't matter. But you're safe. I mean, your father pays for you to go leave the country, you assume. So I don't know. I mean, I would think with knowing all that and seeing all that she's seen, that she shouldn't be as shocked as she is. But, that's the end of that. The other weird thing that happened that has to deal with families is Mellie and I guess the sexual assault that happened with her father-in-law. I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand why Mellie couldn't tell Fitz. I mean, maybe she was too embarrassed and upset the first couple months after that happened. But, I mean, it's 15 years later now. Doesn't she know how much Fitz hated his father? It's not like he had his father up on a pedestal and think that he would never do something like that. Of course he would have done something like that. And it just seems odd, and I guess the whole point is that she thought that he was helping him to become governor, become president, but he died like at least 4 years ago. And the fact that she never brought it up, I just don't know. And Mellie seems like a very strong, kick-ass type of girl. I would be pissed. I think she should go and just tell him. Say, this is what your bastard father did to me, 10 years ago. And they can all hate him together, and because she's so good at manipulating things and inducing her baby to try and help her husband gain votes, it's not out of the realm for her to try and use this as a way to get Fitz back on her side. I mean, that's what I assumed she would do, but she didn't. So maybe she was just too upset and too embarrassed. I don't know. It just seemed kind of odd to me. Okay, now, I have to tell you about my 2 favorite characters on this show. I want to say who my favorite character is, but I have a hard time choosing between these 2 people. It's Huck and Quinn. Now, I don't know if I'm happy about the relationship, in quotation marks, that they're forming at the end of season 3. But I love Huck because he's so unemotional and he's gone through so many crazy things. And I like seeing the serial killers, the assassins. That's really interesting to me. So I think he plays this well. And I don't know if the guy who plays Huck, Guillermo Diaz, if he's won awards for this role, but he should. He has done amazing things in this role. And I just, so many stupid people get awards for doing pretty much nothing, that I would hate to think that he's not being recognized for this. I mean, all of the torture scenes that he's had to do, I mean, not many people can do that. And I saw an interview, I think it was him with the rest of the cast on The View, and he was saying to unwind after playing Huck all day, he'll watch horror movies because that helps him relax. So that mentally it's got to be taxing just to do that kind of thing. And then we come to Quinn. Now Quinn, if you remember, was how the whole series started. She got hired by Olivia Pope and Associates, and she was kind of this new girl coming in, and we were learning about the other characters through her as she was learning new things. But then it took a while for us to figure out, Quinn's story. And then her story turned into something completely insane, where she is being framed for murder, and of course Olivia is somehow involved. And I mean, that I'm not going to rehash that. You know what that is. But now the turn from Quinn being this sweet, kind of innocent girl, all the way up to, her torturing people for fun, trying to be like Huck, and then she falls, I guess, in love with Charlie, and then they start going on to torturing things, and she ends up trying to be in B613. It was so strange, but I loved it. Quinn has just, I don't know, to me, she just absolutely killed it. I hope they keep her on this kind of crazy track. I mean, because I assume what's going to happen, and obviously I'm not writing this show, is that Huck is going to pull back. He's been told where his family lives. He's obviously going to try and make some connection with them, so he'll probably try to be more of a human being, if you will. And I hope that they just take Quinn and just put her way out there. Like, she's trying not to kill people. She's beating people up on the street. I mean, I want to see lots of violence coming out of Quinn this season. And as far as their relationship goes, part of me would love to see them get married and have a happy life, killing people together, but I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, and I guess the biggest issue is Olivia Pope and Associates even going to exist this season? I mean, is everyone going to fraction off into their own little groups and kind of come together every once in a while to save the day in Washington? Or are they just going to kind of wait for Olivia to decide that this is what she needs and wants to do, and they're all going to come back and they're going to be happy, cheery, and then the last episode is going to be them going on their very first official case? I don't know. It seems kind of, I'm not exactly sure where they're going to go with it. I mean, I think it will be good. I'm assuming it's going to be good because, I mean, I've been waiting, it seems like forever, to see how they're going to take this, especially with Olivia being gone. And I think my favorite clip towards the end of last season was when Fitz is, freaked out on the floor of the Oval Office. Mellie's there trying to comfort him, and the first thing he does is he asks for Olivia, and they try to give her a call, and then usually on the other side of that phone call, it's Olivia on the plane with Jake, just ignoring their call. So, I mean, I don't know. What is Fitz going to do when he figures out that Olivia is no longer around? I mean, I assume he's going to send Secret Service after her, because it's not like he hasn't done that before. Maybe when she comes back to the United States, she'll go back to Vermont, where they're supposed to spend their happy little lives together once everything blows over, which it won't. I think we all know that. They're never going to end up together. Mellie's always going to be there. There's always going to be an issue why he can't leave her. If he's going to be president for another 4 years, who knows what's going to happen? He could be assassinated tomorrow. You don't know. Well, I guess that's kind of the end of this. I'd really like some feedback and comments, just because I kind of just went off the rails and I wasn't really sure I was covering everything that I wanted to talk about. But if you have any suggestions, feel free to post a comment here, post a comment on my blog. And if you're just seeing this on YouTube and you're not familiar with my blog, here's my blog website, and you can also contact me via Twitter. And thanks for listening. Hopefully this was good. If not, I'll just scrap it. But I do plan on doing 2 more videos, or audio tapes I should say. One being with Revenge and the other Once Upon a Time. Thanks.